single piece of technology you use today, your smartphone, your car's navigation, the AI model you queried this morning, relies on a single invisible bottleneck. Not Apple, not NVIDIA, not TSMC. If this single company in a quiet town in the Netherlands stopped shipping its machines tomorrow, global tech progress wouldn't just slow down. It would grind to a complete halt. This is ASML. They build a machine so complex that it costs $350 million, weighs 180 tons, and uses lasers that blast microscopic droplets of molten tin 50,000 times a second. Without it, microchips under 3 nanometers cannot be made. This is the story of how an obscure Philips spinoff went from near bankruptcy to owning the most critical monopoly in human history. To understand why ASML is untouchable, you first have to understand Moore's Law. For decades, the tech industry ran on a simple promise. Every 2 years, the number of transistors on a microchip would double. By the late 2000s, engineers hit a brick wall. Transistors were getting so tiny that normal light waves were simply too fat to print them onto silicon wafers. Imagine trying to paint a hair-thin line using a house painting brush. The industry needed a light wave so small it bordered on X-rays, extreme ultraviolet, or EUV. There was just one massive problem. Physics said EUV lithography was practically impossible to build. To create EUV light, you have to hit a tiny drop of molten tin with a high-power industrial laser. It has to hit that droplet twice. It must do this 50,000 times per second. It has to happen inside a total vacuum because EUV light gets absorbed by air. Oh, and because EUV light is absorbed by regular glass, you can't use lenses. You have to use the flattest mirrors ever polished by human hands. If Zeiss made a mirror the size of Germany, the highest bump on its surface would be less than a millimeter high. In the early 2010s, giant competitors like Nikon and Canon looked at the science and said, "No thanks. It's too expensive, too risky, and probably impossible." They backed off. ASML was left standing alone, but they were running out of cash fast. So, ASML made an unprecedented move. They went to their biggest potential customers, Intel, Samsung, and TSMC, and pitched a deal. Pay for our research, or none of you get to enter the next era of computing. The tech giants chipped in over $6 billion combined. It was the biggest engineering gamble in history. For nearly a decade, ASML poured billions into a machine that many experts claimed would never work reliably. And then, in 2017, the impossible happened. ASML got the machines to work. Overnight, they didn't just win the market. They became the only market. When you own the only machine that can print cutting-edge chips, you aren't just a tech company anymore. You become the center of global trade wars. By 2020, as tensions between the US and China escalated, the US government pressured the Dutch government to revoke ASML's export licenses for top-tier EUV systems to Chinese firms. Think about this. China spent hundreds of billions of dollars trying to build a self-sufficient chip industry, but without access to ASML's supply chain, which relies on over 5,000 specialized suppliers across Europe and America, catching up is like trying to build a space shuttle from scratch with no blueprints. One single building in the Netherlands holds the key to global AI dominance. Today, ASML is rolling out their newest marvel, the high-NA EUV machine. It costs around $350 million per unit and requires 13 shipping containers and 250 crates just to deliver. It will power the next generation of AI supercomputers, self-learning robotics, and advanced military tech. We often talk about big tech as software giants like Google or Meta, but the real backbone of the modern world isn't written in code. It's forged in steel, glass, and tin in a quiet Dutch town. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and tell us in the comments. Do you think another company will ever catch up to ASML, or is this monopoly here to stay?